Hey everyone, Mills RX here from Game Medicine Channel on Twitter, and I just wanted to give a more in-depth explanation as to what I believe that Derek Wolfe's hip injury is, as we saw earlier that he posted on his Instagram channel that he had his second hip surgery this year, and in the off season he had his first one in January, and just had this one earlier and now this one in June. That's not too far apart. Now, listening now, Jonas Schaefer posted something on his Twitter account saying that Derek Wolfe may be dealing with a hip impingement. Now, an impingement happens when excess bone tissue grows on around the joint that forms the hip, and or on one or both sides of the joints that form the hip, and because the femur or the top of the leg bone, the femoral head doesn't fit into the joint, the bones rub up against one another and it causes a lot of pain, and it could lead to hip osteoarthritis, as I mentioned in my other video. And just like to show you exactly what it looks like. See, this is your hip. So this is your hip. It's known as ball and socket joint, as you see right here. This is your femur, your leg bone. Here's your labrum that serves as sort of a shock absorber, and it cushions the femoral head, which is the ball, and of course, and the socket is known as the acetabulum, and that's the socket where the femoral head sits in. This is your actual, and this forms your hip joint right here. And also that leads to the medical term of it, which is known as the femoral acetabular impingement, meaning that your femoral meaning your femur, and your head sit, and the femoral head right here, and the acetabular, and see right here, the acetabulum means the socket right here. This is what your normal, and this is your pelvis, and this all forms your hip joint right here. And see how it fits nicely, nice and snug right here. And this is what a normal hip looks like. Now, what I believe the type of procedure he underwent another arthroscopic hip surgery, and this is what it looks like. Now, there are two types of hip impingement. There's this one right here, which is known as a pincer impingement. See, this is the excess bone. This is the excess bone tissue right here that has grown off of the joint, as you saw from the for the first slide, how it fits nice and snug in that ball, in that joint right there, in the acetabulum, in the socket right there. And this excess here causes these bones right here to rub against one another, and because this doesn't fit snugly into that joint right there, these two bones will rub against each other, causing him a lot of pain. And it could also lead to osteoarthritis, which is inflammation in this entire joint right here. And that's a pincer one. And this is the overhanging rim. That's the excess bone tissue that grows off your hip right here. And this the second one is called a cam impingement. That's when the ball of the femoral head it's more oval shape than round shape, because as you can see right here, in the second one, the it's more roundish. That's what your femoral joint is supposed to look like. This one is more oval shape, and that causes a limited range of movement. Also, those bones once again can rub against each other, causing more pain. Inflammation can form in there too, and also that could lead to degenerative joint disease as well too. So this is what his looks like. So this is what his looks like. It could have been either one of the. It's undisclosed whether he has a pincer impingement or a cam impingement. It doesn't exactly tell us what, but this is what his hip would look like after he has surgery. See, the surgeon would go in here and he would smooth out this edge right here. He would smooth this edge right here so that the ball will fit perfectly into the joint and they won't rub against one another and there won't be that much pain. So that's good. And then he would recontort the ball. He would contort the ball so it won't be an oval shape. It goes back to that nice round shape, so it can fit snugly into the acetabulum or the socket right here, so that it won't cause him pain, and like he'll be able to get normal range of movement, and he won't have any inflammation, and he won't have arthritis or degenerative bone disease. Now, like I said in my previous video, that this is his second surgery in what's it? That's January, February, March, April, May, June, in 6 months. This is his second surgery in 6 months, and camp starts, and mini camps start. Mini camps is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, and then training camp starts not too long after that. I don't believe he'll be ready for training camp, and I also don't believe that he'll be ready for week one. He is going to start pretty much on the IR, which means he'll miss the first 3 weeks. And then after those 3 weeks, if he still isn't healed enough to even practice, then he'll be then that'll rule him out for the remainder of the season, and then we will lose a couple of depth, and it's not good for him because he'll go on to potentially have hip problems for the remainder of his life, like once he retires from football. So I pray that he has a speedy recovery, and that he is able to live a healthy life, and that he gets this hip impingement, or whatever degenerative condition he has in his hip, that he has to take care of, so he can have a good quality of life after he stops playing football. But yeah, as of right now, I don't see Derek Wolfe being ready to start the season. Um, but yep, that's it. Once again, this is Mills RX. If you like this content, please leave a like on the bottom, and also give me a follow at Game Medicine on Twitter, and also Game Medicine on YouTube. I'm going to do more content like this as training camp starts, and through minicamp, and through the preseason. So yeah, so stay tuned for more injury content if you like this. And give me some suggestions in the comment section of like what you would like to see, what you like, what you don't like. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and have a very nice day.